One of the unfortunate victims of the Kenosha shootings is Wendy Rittenhouse. She seems like a really nice lady, a good mom, and is doing her best. She's a single mom. She's got a couple of kids. And her son Kyle got into some trouble. Now, we've been debating back and forth about whether Kyle was in his right to do what he did. And we can debate that some other time. However, Wendy Rittenhouse doesn't deserve any of this. She didn't drive him to the protest. She had nothing to do with his gun purchase. She never drove him around with a gun in the car. She didn't pick him up as part of the getaway scene. The people that put out this crap, is just infuriating that they can't seem to even get basic facts right. And one of the dumbest arguments they come up with is Wendy Rittenhouse is greedy because she's asking for money online. Hello out there. I'm trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
Okay, so yes, Wendy Rittenhouse has created a campaign to try to raise money for Kyle's defense. And a lot of people exploded over this. I can't believe that she's trying to make money off of his misfortune. She's trying to raise money to defend him. And you have to understand that this is going to be an expensive case. You have a ton of people out there that were potential witnesses. A lot of them have masks. It's at night. It's going to be hard to identify them. And that identifying these people and then interviewing them is a long, slow process, and it costs money. And you also have to bring in experts that are going to take the stand. They don't do that for free. You have to pay them. So this is going to get expensive. It's going to run well over $100,000. It could be $500,000 by the time this gets done. She needs money to pay for her son's legal expenses. A lot of people said, well, she is making it look bad for him, and you might have a juror who get wind of that and might look down on that. I would take that chance. I would rather have the chance of a juror getting hold of the idea that I was raising money for my son and getting the wrong impression from it than having to use a public defender. Now, nothing against public defenders, but they don't have the resources for this. This is going to be an expensive trial, and they just don't have the manpower to go in and do a real thorough job defending Kyle. And then a lot of people say, well, isn't that white privilege? It doesn't matter. Kyle needs help. The last thing he needs to worry about is whether he's gaining something from this in terms of his skin color. He needs to get defended by a competent legal team. And I think that the Mark Richards team looks like they're pretty good. I think that as long as they can stay on the case, they will do him a lot of good. Is his case strong to begin with? Yeah, I can't imagine even a 5% chance of getting a guilty plea or a guilty verdict out of this. However, you can't take chances with this stuff. I don't blame Wendy Rittenhouse one lick for setting up a fundraising scheme, as you might want to call it, to raise money for his legal defense. She needs the money. And by the way, I'll put a link down below. If you want to help Wendy Rittenhouse and Kyle raise money for his defense, by all means donate. So enough of this dumb argument. There's nothing wrong with Wendy Rittenhouse. She's a nice lady. She didn't do this to raise money for her own personal benefit. She's raising it for her kid. And there's nothing I've seen from her that indicates that she is doing anything wrong here. So knock it off. Like my video and subscribe to my channel. More dumb arguments coming in the future. They just seem to keep coming and coming and coming.